And former Red, Pete Shurik on the mound facing Mike Frank. Frank lines it to right. Derek Bell, not known for his D, but he makes the Gazelle-like catch at the warning track. Astros up 2-1. Runner at third, 2 outs. Harnish makes a mistake, and Ricky Gutierrez makes him pay. Moise Alou trots in, 3-1 lead. Pete Harnish not used to this kind of treatment. It's still a tight 3-1 game of the ninth. The tying runs are aboard. Mike McNulty gets Dimitri Young to fish, and the Reds are sent to their 8th straight loss. They fall 17 behind first place Houston as they hold on to their 3-game lead over the Cubs. During this losing streak, Cincinnati has been outscored 47-20. Sosa, but not have to deal with Wood. Cubs trail 2-0. Former Phil Mickey Morandini against Tyler Green. Nice double play here as they get out of that jam. Next batter, though, is the red-hot Sammy Sosa. Sammy's done it again. 21 homers in 22 games, 30th of the year. Cubs within a run, and they are marking off Sammy's count towards Roger Maris. Phillies lead 2-1, 2-1 for Bobby Abreu, who just lights up the Cubs. He goes the other way on it. Scott Rowland scores easily. Rico Brogna's going to come around. Here comes the relay from Manny Alexander. And he beats it. Abreu 3 hits and 4 RBIs in the day. Tyler Green had some problems, though, Dave.
Well, bases loaded in the 6th, down up by 2. This is when you separate the men from the boys. He struck out Henry Rodriguez and Hernandez, and that was the ball game as Tyler Green went on to win it 7-2. Jose Hernandez couldn't catch up with that one.
On the road. First time in Tampa, taking on Quentin McCracken and overmatching him. Then Wade Boggs says goodbye to his 13-game hit streak. Taking to the third, Red Sox build a 2-0 lead for him, and then Jason Johnson gives up the gopher ball to Nomar Garcia-Parra. His 10th of the year. Red Sox take a 3-0 lead. Some interesting confrontation between Martinez and McGriff.
Yeah, I mean, Pedro had established the fastball. You saw that against Quentin McCracken. Here's changeup, strike 1 to McGriff, diving down and away. Same pitch, a little bit lower, and strike 3 on the changeup again. He was just terrific establishing the fastball and then using the change.
Boy, did he pull the string on Sorrento there. McGriff had hit 2 homers off of Martinez in their National League days together, but Martinez had his number, gave up.
For a 7-2 record, the Yanks sought their 51st win of the season in Cleveland on Sunday. Arabu getting some help. Omar Vizquel going to short right. Paul O'Neill. The fancy catch. Bottom of 2nd, Manny Ramirez against Arabu. Home run. 12th of the year. Going over right center. It's a solo shot. Tried to go up 1-0. Next inning, Ramirez would face him again. 2 runners on and 1 out. Ramirez. Quadrangular. 13th of the year. This comes a year to the day that Ramirez had 6 RBI against the Yanks. This time he had 4. Tribe up 5-0. Bartolo Colon making Ricky Lede go away, and Colon making Derek Jeter go away as well. Struck out 10, and Arabu, after that big lead-in, got shelled. The Yankees.
Ed Sprague had different ideas. His team already up 1-0 when he unloads off Sidney Ponson. His 7th of the year. Sprague would add another later in the game. He drove in 4 on the day. Pat Henkin was doing a lot better than Ponson. Rich Becker, he's making more contact than he did since coming over from the Mets, but Alex Gonzalez with a leaping dive to rob him, easily doubling off Rafael Palmeiro, and Roberto Alomar with a man on. We'll go the other way. Soft liner, Jose Canseco surrounds it. Made the sliding catch, and then he'll double off. Harold Baines gets the outfield assist. The Orioles would strand 10 runners in the game. Blue Jays turning 3 double plays, including that one, and Carlos Delgado turning on this pitch from Ponson on the Utah straight. The 3rd player this year to do that, hit it out by the warehouse. Delgado's 10th of the year. They've split 8 meetings throughout the year. Bobby Jones facing Eric Karros, and Karros is enjoying his weekend at Coors. 2 homers in the day. This is a 3-run shot, his 7th of the year in the opening inning. The Dodgers build the lead, but they gave it right back, and Chan-Ho Park was again strangely ineffective. By the 2nd, it was tied at 3-3. Dante Bichette whoops, one in front of Gary Sheffield. Kurt Manwaring can score, as well as Nefi Perez. Rockies up 5-3. Then the 3rd, more bad news for the Dodgers. Jose Vizcaino will slide late and jam his ankle into the bag. He'd have to leave. Believes he'll be out for most of the coming week. By the 6th, it was 8-4 Rockies, and Bichette wasn't blooping anymore. Off Greg McMichael, just hammers that flat pitch. A 3-run blast, 446 feet later. It's his 9th of the year, and the Rockies rock the Dodgers 11-6. Bill Miller aboard for the Giants against Kevin Brown. He gets Barry Bonds. Bobby's kid, and the strikeout throw him out. Carlos Hernandez nailed Miller trying to steal. 2-0 Padres after breaking an 0-for-14 slump with a single his first time up against Hershiser. Tony Gwynn knocks in Steve Finley, who had tripled. Padres take a 3-0 lead. Gwynn's second hit of the game is next at bat. Something you don't see very often against Russ Ortiz, who has just been caught up in the minors. Sawed him in half. Gwynn almost never breaks his bat. He can't believe it, but you can believe almost anything against Kevin Brown there.
Now, Kevin Brown came in 5-0 with an 0.51 lifetime ERA against the Giants. He had Barry Bonds going all day. Charlie Hayes can't catch up with the fastball, and Rich Aurelia can't get the slider. Kevin Brown, 8 2/3 innings. He was brilliant.
So the Padres are back on the winning connection after having their 11-game win streak snapped. They've now won 12 of 13. Their lead still skidding. Hosting the A's. Off and running is Ricky Henderson. He's in there, and the throw gets away. Off Henderson's back. He's headed for third and keep on going. Again, it bounces off Ricky. He goes home, and in the opening inning, he gives the A's a 1-0 lead. Still a one-run game in the fifth. 3-2 Oakland. Rico Rossi's second at bat as a Mariner. Facing Mike Oquist. Goes deep. A line drive home and a tie at 3. 4 batters later, they're up a run. The Mariners then add to it when Edgar Martinez hits his 12th of the season. That gave him a 6-3 lead. They go on to win it.
Even though we just show you 2 of them for the Angels, Darren Erstad unclears the bases. He had 4 RBIs in the night. Anaheim leads 3-0. Angels have a 5-0 lead in the bottom of the third. 2 on for D. Sarcina, and Gary puts one in a right field. Juan Gone overruns it. Phil Nevin come on down. Anaheim would lead 10-0 after 3. Matt Parasho went 2 2/3, giving up 9 earned run for Texas.
He runs into another lineup that's been anemic, faces Ryan McGuire, and he would be perfect through 3. Scary moment with Ryan Klesko up, pops it straight up in the air.
Long run for Perez.
Robert Perez, his glove slides under him as he caught it in the turf, but they do nail Andres Galarraga on the force out. Perez left the game with a sprained left wrist. Nagel ran into big problems in the fourth. The runner aboard, Ozzie Guillen doesn't help him, boots that ball. FP San Angelo broke the scoreless tie. 3 batters later, the bases are loaded for Mark Rudzelanek. He just slaps one into center. Vladimir Guerrero and Rondell White come in on the willful single. Expos take a 3-0 lead. Dustin Hermanson dusted down the Braves. Rudzelanek playing a better shortstop than Guillen. Throws out Chipper Jones. Hermanson and the Expos beat Nagel 4-1. And Felipe Alou picks up his 500th win as Expos manager. But this was their former guy, Al Leiter.
Well, Leiter had it all today. The cutter, he's got an ERA of 1.60 and 9-3 after the win today. Fastball, big slider to Cliff Floyd, sets him up for the fastball in, jams him, breaks his bat, gets the 4-6-3 double play. And the pitch he's added this year, the changeup that Todd Zeile freezes him. Now that makes his hard stuff even more effective.
But the Marlins pecked away. They had a 2-2 game. Butch Husky, check out this stop. Edgar Renteria, speaking of inspiration, plays his best ball when Ray Ordonez is on the other side of the diamond. That ended the 6th. Then in the 8th, Mets up 3-2. 2 straight Florida hits to lead the inning. Dennis Cook walked Derek Lee to load the bases. John Franco comes in the 8th inning with nobody out. But he gets out of it with what should have been a double play. He bounces it home. They only get the force out. And then things really got interesting.
Well, so many times pitchers can throw the ball 99 miles an hour, but they can't make a lob toss. Piazza makes a great play, but then he strikes out Mike Redmond for the 2nd out, and then he gets the pinch hitter, Mark Kotsay. Franco almost like a save. He's even happier. It was only the 8th inning, but that turned the game around.
Well, a rare moment, and Bobby Valentine gets a lot of credit for going to him in the clutch there. The Mets needed a win. The 4-2 lead. Mark McGuire to play with 2 outs and nobody on.
Well, Stokes a 2-out single left, and he got a pitch to hit. It helps when you have a guy batting behind you that's hot. Brian Jordan home run tied the game up. Remember, when Maris hit 61, he had a guy named Mantle hitting behind him. No intentional walks for Roger Maris that year with Mantle behind.
Jordan on a tear ties the game at 4. Bottom of the 8th, bases loaded, still a tie game. Willie McGee at the plate. Clint Sadowski throws it away. Damian Miller can't hold on to it. Cards break the tie and take the lead. And here come the Cardinals again. Of course, they should beat the Diamondbacks, but they do what they have to. They win it instead of bus rides. and hoping that Tony Clark could get him back in this game against Hippolito Pachardo. Clark's 15th home run of the year was followed by a Luis Gonzalez tater. Tigers take a 4-3 lead. To that, Pachardo would settle. He gets Andy Tomberlin. Then he fans Brian Hunter. He set down 11 in a row after those back-to-back homers. It was still a one-run game. One on first, 2 out in the 5th. Luis Rivera will hit a chopper to former Royal Joe Randa, who bobbles it. Tigers' miscues started to cost him. After Larry Sutton, who homered earlier in the game, walks to load the bases. Jeff Conine rips a double into the corner. Royals take a 6-4 lead with a 3-run double. But it's now a 1-run game. 6-5 in the 8th. Tying run at 3rd. Randa has a chance to redeem himself, but what a play by Conine.
Yeah, different defense in this game. Conine made the play. The Tigers, generally good-handed team, made 3 errors.
11-inning thing Saturday night with the Twins. 1-0 Minnesota. Mike Morgan against Will Cordero. Spinning like a top. Pat Mears throws him out. Morgan took some lessons from his defense. Save your face on Father's Day. Morgan robs the shot from Robin Ventura. Took a shutout into the 9th. Just 4 hits allowed. And the Twins give him all the offense he needed off Jason Murray when Brent Gates hits the first grand slam of his career. 128 at-bats into this year. And then some great defense. Otis Nixon, the ageless Otis Nixon, takes out part of the wall and brings in this ball by Mike Cameron. White Sox pound out just 5 hits.